What's going on? Matt Savoca here from Awesemo.com, filling in for my buddy Josh Engelman once again and bringing you my top plays on FanDuel for this two-game slate in the NBA on Friday, May 13th, 2022, Friday the 13th, and two series that could come to an end, Milwaukee and Boston. This time we're back in Milwaukee, and man, did the Bucks steal a game from the Celtics, who looked in control in the fourth quarter, but then Giannis just did incredible things. Now it's 3-2 Milwaukee. They have a chance to close it out at home. And then no problem for Memphis as they demolished Golden State. Some of the craziest single game plus minus stats you'll ever see. You saw multiple people, 7 players in double figures and 9 players for the Grizzlies at 9+ points. Excited to see that one. Still, the Golden State Warriors are favored in a 217-point total game here. Before we get into the action though, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell too so that you always know when we're going live. You guys know what to do. And if you could give me, Matt Savoca, a follow on Twitter at Draftaholic, that's always much appreciated as well. Also give Josh Engelman a follow. He's the creator of these videos at Josh Engelman on Twitter. Definitely give him a shout as well. We also want to thank our presenting sponsor, No House Advantage. You see the banner at the bottom of your screen there. They are offering a different way to play DFS by offering prop-based contests, and you beat your friends, not the house. That's what's the fun over there. And there's all the big capabilities that you know about, big prize pools, big winnings, mass entry capability. They got all that, but they also have over 500 player props offered available. Use promo code Awesemo to get up to a $25 first match deposit bonus over there. Okay, guys, on the screen here, you see my 10 through 6 of my top plays over on FanDuel, this two-game slate. You start with a tie here, 10-9, Otto Porter Jr., Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday stepped up in huge ways in big moments, despite not having the biggest statistical stat lines all the time. He is so helpful for his team. 39% chance of being in the optimal lineup, though, that's no slouch. Andrew Wiggins, kind of there at 8. I like him today. The scoring capability is there, especially with the way Golden State seems to be in flux, looking for scorers suddenly. I don't think Andrew Wiggins has the best likelihood here of going off, but 42% chance of being in the optimal lineup, also nothing to scoff at. Then we got Desmond Bane and Draymond Green, two players who I really like on the slate. Draymond especially at 5,800 on FanDuel and having a projection over 30 fantasy points. That's really solid right there. Now, he doesn't have a huge ceiling. We kind of know that. He just doesn't care about stats as much as other players, it seems. At 44 points as a GPP goal and hitting that goal only 7% of the time, he is sort of a value play, not a ceiling play here, but the floor is pretty high. You know he's going to play plenty, about 30 minutes, but look at that stat line. Right now, we got him projected at 7 points, 7.7 rebounds, 6.6 assists, a little of everything, but if any of those stat lines goes down, then you kind of have a dud at 5,800. He doesn't quite make the top 5. Who does? Let's watch and find out. At number 5, it's Draymond's teammate, Golden State Warriors guard Jordan Poole. And honestly, this is much preferred for me as a play compared to Draymond Green. At 6,000, it's just a slight bump up in salary. It's essentially the same projection, but the ceiling capabilities for Jordan Poole, especially when you know he can get hot from deep, they're just much higher. And we see it there. His GPP goal is essentially within a point of his teammate, but he gets to that GPP goal in more percentages of our sims. Not way more. We're still talking, low percentage outcomes here, 1 in 10 games, but at least he gets there and we can understand how he gets there, especially if Golden State actually pulls this out like the betting line suggests they'll be able to do at home. Jordan Poole at number 5, a 49% chance of being in the optimal lineup. At number 4, it's Marcus Smart. Same kind of deal, right? You're playing a guard, 6K in salary, about 31 points as a median projection, about 5 to 7% chance of hitting a 45-point score. It doesn't make you feel great, and especially because of how Marcus Smart played down the stretch in the fourth quarter, getting blocked, getting the ball stolen. Just, if you're going to put the blame on one Celtics player down the stretch, you could easily put it on him. It might actually put a damper on his ownership tonight. We'll see. Marcus Smart is a decent value. He's actually popping in the optimal lineup percentage a little more than Poole. I think I might disagree there and go with Poole over Smart. Still, 53% of the time, Marcus Smart is showing up in that optimal lineup. At number 3, it's Klay Thompson, putting an end to this value play bottleneck we have here in the beginning part of the top 5. All these players right around 6K in salary. Klay Thompson, as a median projection, it's a little bit higher than these players we've been mentioning, Poole, Smart, and Draymond Green. But, you know, if you're just talking about range of outcomes, his is way wider. Absolutely. It could be way lower. We've seen him just not show up as a scorer. We've seen him get incredibly hot as a scorer. I think 22 points is a median projection where Awesemo.com has him. That's fair. 37 minutes, that's not conservative. He may actually play less than that. 5.2 rebounds, 2.4 assists. He does contribute in other ways. And look at that ability to hit his GPP goal, which again is just about 45 points. He gets there a little over 10% of the time. That's going to bump up his optimal lineup percentage for sure. He's got that guard forward eligibility that helps you out too. So Klay Thompson, for obvious reasons, especially on a home favorite tonight in the higher total game, he's getting into the optimal lineup at a solid 59% of the time. Good enough for number 3. At number 2, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Does this really need any analysis? Yes, sometimes at number 1 in optimal lineup percentages, we get a player who's sort of that value play. But the reason they're up there is to get you to the superstars who outscore everyone in fantasy. Giannis was outrageously good in the second half against Boston, who have been one of the better defenses in defensive rating and one of the better teams in net rating among all playoff teams in 2022. No matter, especially without Robert Williams down low, they seemed helpless to stop Giannis, especially when he's hitting threes and free throws like he was in game 5. Pay the 12K, get there, find a way, figure out a way to differentiate yourself in other avenues, get to Giannis Antetokounmpo. The salary is just not too high. Simple as that. He's in the optimal lineup 65% of the time. Before I reveal my final play, my number 1 play over on FanDuel for this Friday the 13th slate, just want to remind you guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well so that you always know when we're going live. You guys know what to do. And if you could give me, Matt Savoca, a follow on Twitter at Draftaholic, that's always much appreciated as well. Give my buddy Josh Engelman a follow as well at Josh Engelman. Also want to give a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, No House Advantage. Check the banner at the bottom of the screen. They're offering player props contests, a new way to play DFS where you beat your friends, not the house. You can get up to a $25 first match deposit bonus when you use promo code Awesemo, and they've got over 500 player prop contests available for you. They've got mass entry capability, big prize pools, big winnings up top, everything you're used to from all the major DFS sites they have over at No House Advantage. Check out NHA today. Okay, guys, let's get into my number 1 play on FanDuel for this Friday slate. And the number 1 play over on FanDuel is Dillon Brooks, the wing for the Memphis Grizzlies, obviously going to get more playing time with Morant out. And if you thought that we were done analyzing these 6K value plays, the players that you're going to play in order to get to Giannis, you were wrong, because Brooks apparently is the best of the bunch. His median projection just ever so slightly higher than the group we were talking about previously. 33.5 points is a median projection in about 35 minutes of projected playing time. Once again, we're looking for about a 45-point score, and we're seeing his percentage chances of getting there creep up towards 15%, something we can't say about any of the players we analyzed previously. If you want to go for Dillon Brooks instead of Thompson, Smart, Poole, Draymond Green, be my guest. That's fine. Especially that's what the math is saying. In 2/3 of our simulations, he's getting there. But I don't think you absolutely have to. Dillon Brooks is a better play than he would be without Morant, obviously, and we gotta trust the math to a certain extent, but this is all about getting to Giannis for me. Dillon Brooks, math doesn't lie, still the number 1 value play on FanDuel today. And that's gonna do it for my top 10 plays on FanDuel for Friday, May 13th, 2022 in the NBA. This 2-game slate should be extremely exciting. If you're looking for the DraftKings version of this video, it's around here somewhere. Go ahead and look for it on the channel. We will be back, and Josh will be back with all the contenders video and all the coverage you need leading up to tip-off tonight and every night in the NBA throughout the playoffs. Until next time, I'm Matt Savoca from Awesemo.com. We'll see you guys later.